All right, guys, so I've got the nice flesh tone in his face, and I started to go around his belly button. I did some of that with the flesh tone there. Don't worry, I've got him covered, but hopefully you can see the belly button is kind of darker. I did it with a little brush here in that same blush tone. So I forgot I wanted to show you guys that. So let me draw in here a little bit closer. I should have a glove on here. Let me put a second glove on here. I think it's just better. I got some kids outside playing. Sorry if you hear that. Not my kids, the neighbor's kids. So, all right, we're going to just tilt the little head. And then I'm going to dry him after I do this. But I'm going to tilt the little head so you guys can see. And I'm going to use that same color and do his lips. But I want to do it really light and transparent. So we're just going to go over just a little bit. And then I'm going to, like, kind of lighten it down. So using a nice brush here, more of a detailed brush, so I can do his lips better. And then, like I said, we're gonna just bring it down a little bit. We have a lip color to put on him, an actual lip color. I showed you guys that in the beginning. But I'm gonna give him a little bit of this first, and then I will go down with the other one. And hopefully, again, you guys are seeing this. Hopefully. And I got to keep his mouth open when I'm doing this. So we're just going to go over it like that. Getting color in there with a small, like I said, a small detail brush. And then I'm going to bring it down a little bit. This was thinned down a little bit. I thinned this paint down with some paint thinner. But I'm going to go over it a little bit more when I'm done here. So let me just get this part done. And, you know, you can't really, I mean, you can make a mistake on this, but until you cure it, you really can't make a mistake because you can fix it. You don't like it. So I'm just getting this color on, and I'm going to bring it down with the paint thinner. So, all right, I'm gonna brush this off here. I'm gonna get some paint thinner. Bring this over here. And I need a little thing to wipe it off. And I'm just gonna go through here and thin it down a little bit. Around the lips where I made a mistake there. Well, not a mistake, but where it got a little darker. So you can see now it's getting a more of a lip color. And of course I have the lip color. This was the blush tone. I just wanted to add this first. And then I'm also going to go inside of his mouth that I'm going to be using for the inside. And I got to sit down here because I got to see where I made any mistakes. And yeah, this is going to be more of the blush tone that I'll be doing on his lips, because this color here is working, but it's not the actual color that I want to stick with. For him, of course, it's going to be the blush tone. So just make sure I'm getting his lips good here. A little bit more, and then I'm going to bring it down again. Okay, brush this off. I need a little bit more paint than I laid out. And then just a little towel I'm using in my hand here to brush it off, so I can just kind of wipe his lips a little bit. And again, like I said, this is going to be more of the blush one is what I'm going to use for that. But just giving him a little bit more color to the lips, and then we'll use the blush. And then I want to do a little bit in his chin area, like that. Again, I'm not sure if you guys can see that. And what you do then is you want to use your little brush here, the sponge, and just go through that. But you want to, like, that would be perfect like in the fat rolls and stuff. Again, that you probably didn't get to see, so I'll tilt his head a little bit for you. tilt it like that. And you see his chin right there, that line? So all I did was take a little bit of paint and go in that crease there. And then I just take the sponge and I go back over it so that that stays in there, but it kind of just tones it down a little bit, but gives you that, you know, that look where it brings out that little chin. See, then you can see the little, hopefully you can see the little chin area better. And I'll just go like this and really get in there a little better with it. Because, you know, and again, you can't make a mistake, because until this cures, you got time to, you know, work on this baby, to keep working on him, to get what you're looking for, you know, without worrying that you've done something wrong. It's great that you have the time to clean him up. You know, I can clean all around there and stuff like that. But I do really want the lip color, really, for him, compared to this color that I'm using. It is bringing the color a little bit more to life, as you see, but it's kind of hard to see that. But it will bring it more to life. And then I figured I'm going to use this one. Let's see if you guys can see his nipple area. Yeah, so I'm going to go around his nipples here, just to give it, you know, some more depth so you can see that. Make it darker there, and then I'm going to pat it off. So we'll go around the other one, just so that will stand out more, his little nipples. And they're very, very tiny. And then I'll use this and just pat it like that. And if it goes away a little bit, I can always go back and do some more. And do some more in this one. And let that kind of dry. I'm going to let those dry. Because I don't want to use the padding on this one, because I do need some of that color to stay in there. And when I pat it, it kind of comes away. So, kind of like that. And then we'll go around his belly button again. I'm not sure, can you guys see his belly button? And then the nipples, I will just pat just a little bit, because they're a little bit bright, like that. And just pat them like that so that they're noticeable. And then his belly button, I'm going to, hopefully you can see that, I'm going to go around the belly button area more so it shows more. Because he'd have that umbilical cord still on there, so you really want that to show. And I don't have a black, so we want that to really show. And then just a small pat there. And then get in those creases again a little bit more. And just around, just a light coat now around the edges of it so that shows up more. Any fine details you can fix at any time. Again, it's not done and set in stone until you cure it, which is awesome. So anywhere you want to fix, you can. But I really like how much the belly button is showing, and I am keeping his private area covered. But look at that belly button. Isn't that cute, you guys? Oh my gosh, the little nipples in the belly button. Adorable, adorable. All right. You go back, and I will black out the private area. All right, so now I am going to work on that private area. I obviously can't show you that. I am going to put that a little bit more red around it. And then I'm going to work on the next color. I'll be back in. Okay, I'm still working on the fine creases and stuff, like on his hands here. If you notice, I went like into the crease there, and I put the little bit of red in there. If you can see that, I hope you can, in the creases. And I'm just using, this is actually the lip color mixed with the clear AB. So I'm also going to do this across his eyes here, right in the creases of his eyes. I'm going to do this, and then we're going to wipe it. But we want to get this nice red in here in the crease, kind of like Octavia has. Want that nice red crease in there. And I hope you guys can see this. I'll dry in. Okay, so you're just following along it right in that crease of the eye, the way they've got him closed, his eyes closed. Just gonna follow in this crease here and get this nice and red in there, and then we'll go across it. Don't worry, it's not a mess up. If you see anything go outside the lines, it's not a mess up, because we're gonna use the sponge, and then we're gonna dry him. We're going to cure him instead of waiting the time again. We're going to go ahead and cure him. So we'll just go over now with the sponge, get into the crease like that, and that's what just brings it down a little bit, but it keeps that dark color in the crease. That's what I love, how it does that, and it keeps the crease nice, and because you want to have that nice and smooth in there. So get your sponge in there as far as you can, and just be helping with the creases so that it doesn't look fake. You want this to look real, so get into those creases really good. After you paint, get into the creases really good. And you can also use, some thinner to clean up any mess that you don't think was good. So just use a thinner then. But again, I'm going to do this, and then we'll go in there again, getting deep inside of there so we can have that crease, but not too, not so noticeable. We want this to look real. That's the point of painting these babies, is to make them look real when you're done. Make them look alive and, as real can be. Put some red inside of the nose here. And that, because I can't get up in there with the sponge, I'm just going to, because it's so transparent, I'm just going to use, if I need a little bit of the paint thinner, I'll use that in there. We'll just get some red up in there. And then I'm going to use do the lips. And then we're going to dry him. So this actually is the lip color. And I'm just going to paint down in a motion like that, because it seems to go better on him when you do that. In that motion, to get his beautiful little lip color here. And then of course we're going to not have it like he has lipstick on. Don't worry, we're going to go over that and fix that. But we got to give him some color, because they do have color. So hopefully you're seeing this. I'm just going down in a motion like this with the paint. And this paint has not been thinned down. So I'm just going down in the motion like that. As I go down, it colors it. And then I'm going to use the thinner to thin it down before I go on to another step. I want to cure this then. Okay. And it does look like, yeah, he's got lipstick on. But this is the lip color. So you just do it until you like what you like when they're on the lips, and then you're gonna bring it down with paint thinner. And it won't be this color, don't worry. We're not putting lipstick on this little boy. Just getting a lip color tone. Okay. Like that. And then we're gonna thin it down. First, what I'll do is just kind of go over his lips with this sponge, and that pretty much takes it off. So that you do have to paint on and leave it on, but just bring it down a little bit with the paint thinner. So, but yeah, it's pretty prominent right now. It looks like lipstick. So I'm going to finish this up, and then we're going to cure him. I'm going to thin it down, and I'll show you guys when I come back. Okay, before I dry him, I forgot to do the ears. So we're going to go just inside the ears here. I hope you guys can see this. I'm going to use some of that same color that is the blush tone. We're just going to go just kind of inside the ears like this in the different spots. And then we're going to still go over this with a skin tone, but we're just going to go inside the ears and do, some of that red there, that blush color. Let's go to the other side, make sure you guys can see that, okay? And then just go in all these crevices and creases and all that, and just do this red tone here. You want that first, that's important. I forgot about that before I went on. In the lips, I'm waiting to do the lips till after I get a skin tone color on it, and then do it, because I'm gonna go back to the blush tone for her, for him, for her. Blush tone, it's looking like lipstick, that color. So I want the blush tone more on that. And this here, I've got kind of mixed this color. I mean, this is that, the lip color one. I'm using it for the ears or whatever, but yeah, but kind of just inside. You really want it like for inside and around the edges and stuff, just so it's more prominent, noticeable, you know. So just go inside the ears like this and get some of that color going in there. And then I'm going to dry her, cure her with the hair dryer. I keep saying her. Cure him with the hair dryer. And then we'll go on to the next step. And the ears are going to be, I'm going to go over this. But that's just for the inside. And then, of course, inside the nose, now I can put some color up in there. I want to use, the last one I thought I was using the right color for his nose, but I wasn't. So just go up inside the nose with this one. This is the lip color one. I want that inside his nose. Hope you guys can see this. I'm going to tilt him forward a little bit so you can see I'm just going right in the nostrils. He's got pretty deep nostrils. It's kind of odd. I don't know why, but I don't think the other babies do, or the other baby I have. So I'm just going to go up inside of there just so we have some color there. You know, because you got to have color in a nose. Like that. All right, and then the other ear, I'm going to add a little bit more to that one of this color in the creases. The creases are most important because around it we're just going to be using a sponge with a skin tone color. So you want this to really prominently show all the little, you know, just like on Octavia. She's got all those little fat rolls, and they're prominent because they, you know, they emphasize that. So that's what I'm trying to do here with the ear, and then we'll go around with the skin tone. So I'm just going to do this, making sure they both look pretty close. So you can see that, and let me see the other one. Yep, that's good. Okay, and inside the nose is good. I will do, I do have a coat inside of her mouth. I don't know if I showed you guys that. I went inside of her mouth and did a coat. I think I showed you that. Just went inside and I was painting the inside of her mouth. Oh, why do I keep saying she? He. I'm thinking of Octavia. And I just did a coat of this same blush inside of his mouth. I'll show you his mouth when it's all done, but that's what I did. But I got to dry it, and then we're going to do another coat. So let me now cure. And I'm going to do that with the hairdryer again. You could cure for 2 hours. I have it right there on the front there for 2 hours. Or you can blow dry it and be done in 2 minutes. Well, about 5 minutes. All right, let me get that done. All right, now we're on to the next step, which is the layering color, which is kind of a skin tone mixed again with the part A. The part B is already in there. So I'm using this one with this one, 50-50 again. I've got it poured out on the palette there. I've got a sponge here, and I'm going to be just dipping into the sponge and off the, you know, just kind of tap on the tile, and then I'm just going to be doing all over the baby with this color. This is going to go all over this color. This is just a layering color. It goes all over the baby. And then you do, you know, you can, you know, keep layering. This is another layer. So this goes over the entire baby. I'm going to be sponging the whole baby with this. So that's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to do that on the entire body. And then I will cure him for 2 minutes with the hairdryer. Well, it's taking a little longer than 2 minutes. Or you could, again, I'll have it right there on the front there. Or you can dry it in the bin for 2 hours.